GM everyone, I'm going to show you guys how you can get started streaming on Abstract. They just released it to every gold tier user and above. I'm going to show you guys some tips and tricks that have helped me in my streaming journey. I really think there's a huge opportunity for streamers on Abstract. I'm going to show you guys why. Let's get into it, baby. Let's go, let's go. If you guys could drop a like on this video so that it reaches more people, that would really mean a lot. If this video does get 200 likes, I will be posting a bonus video explaining a secret tip that I have that has helped me a lot and that most streamers do not do. So I will be showing that in the next one if this gets 200 likes. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys how to set up OBS. Let's go. Alright, so the first step is downloading OBS. I really recommend OBS. It is what I use and most people use. I know some other people use StreamYard, but I go with OBS. It's very, very nice to use, very easy to clip and set up. So just download that for your Windows or Mac. So the first step is we're going to connect our OBS to Abstract. So how do we do that? You want to go to stream here, and then you should, if you're accepted to stream, go to view your stream, and you'll be here. And then you want to go here where it says stream key. You want to click that, and you'll get these options here, the RTMP options. I'm going to choose the top one here. Make sure you copy that, and then also you want to copy your stream key. Never share these two things. I'm going to have them blocked out here so you guys can't see them, but make sure you guys do not share these two things at all to anybody. Once you have those copied, you want to go to OBS, and you want to go to settings, and then you want to go to stream, and you want to choose custom stream, and then you'll plug in the RTMP here at the top where it says server, and then you want to post your or paste your stream key right below that, and then you're all good to go. So the next step in this process is getting your camera set up and your microphone set up. So what you want to do is you want to go to the plus here. So I'm in a scene. I'm in my scene right here. You can add a scene right there. I just have one scene, and then you basically, when you have your sources, you need a video capture device, and you need audio output. That is the key, and you need either display capture or window capture. I have both. Depending on what I'm doing. For tournaments, I need display capture. For when I'm gaming, play Moody, I need window capture. So display capture displays anything on your screen. So if I'm doing a tournament, I need to have all my windows open, multiple tabs open at the same time, and it shares whatever your screen is displaying. Window capture displays one window, so you can choose which window you want. Right, so for example, if I'm playing Moody Madness, I'm going to click Chrome here. Or if I'm showing Telegram, I need Telegram, right? So whatever specific window you want, and it'll only show that window. So make sure you have that, and you add all those here, right? So display capture's there, you need audio output capture there. Let's see. And then window capture is right there. And yeah, and then when you have those set up, they should be in the audio mixer. You also need to make sure you have that desktop audio and the mic audio as well. I like to keep the desktop around this area and the mic, and both in the yellow area. Just make sure you test those out when you're streaming. If they're not working, always try and go to properties, and then display you have to pick which device that you want. So make sure you have those going, and make sure you only have one output audio going as well. That's it. We'll go into the next step right here. But let me go to the next step. So let's just go through this. I highly recommend you a Facecam and mic. If you're streaming, I 1000% recommend this. If you want to take it seriously, I really, really recommend this. If you think of every big streamer, they have a Facecam or mic. Setting up a thumbnail. So your thumbnail for your stream, when you go in Abstract, whenever you press start stream on OBS, right? Whenever you press start stream, the first 5 seconds of whatever your OBS is displaying is going to be the thumbnail. So that is how you set the thumbnail. I really recommend I'm going to talk about that more in this video, but it's very important you have a good thumbnail. I showed how to do the webcam and audio. Webcam placement, I really recommend do not have your webcam in the top right or bottom, because there like you have the abstract logo in the top right, and then you have like there's some stuff in the bottom right corner. So I either have it on the left side, kind of left side where it's at now, or the right side midway. Those two are like the best spots in my opinion. I see a lot of people have their camera in the top right, and that's a no-no. That's a no-no. And then we'll get to the next step. So the next step is strategy for getting streaming set up. I'm going to go over that right here, right now. Let's go. So now we're going to talk about what I use to get started streaming. I'm going to show you guys my strategy. When I first got approved, I made a deal with myself. I was like, if I get approved, I'm going to get a PC. That was the mission, right? I really recommend you have a PC. It's a lot better than a laptop for streaming. So the first one I got was this Logitech Brio 101. I streamed for that for several months, and it helped a lot. And it was, at the time, I got it for 40 bucks. But there's also this one right here. That's 4K for 45. I really recommend the investment. It makes a complete difference when you have a webcam. Definitely recommend. You don't need to go all out when you first start. And then also my strategy for my PC. Let me bring up my PC really quick. So this is the PC. So this is the PC that I bought myself, and what I did was I got, see this offer here, you can do $50 a month for 24 months. So I did that plan. This is NFA, not financial advice here, but this is what I did personally, because at the time I couldn't afford to buy the $1,000 PC. I mean, I could have, but I had my crypto investments. But what I did, I was like, if I can't figure out a way to make $50 from trading or whatever, and just like I gotta sell my assets and just figure out a way to pay that off. You know, I was like, I'll figure out a plan to pay this off. So that's what I did, and it worked out in the long run. But yeah, I really recommend just having. You definitely need a webcam. You need a microphone. I recommend a PC if you can afford it. I know some people can't. But I definitely, if you want to take it seriously, I definitely recommend that. The next part I'm going to talk about is clipping. Clipping is super, super important. It is the key to scaling. You need to show highlights of why people should tune in, right? What are people missing? What cool moments are people missing from your stream? If you look at the most popular streamers, their clips are all over the timeline, all over TikTok, Reels, etc. Right? So clipping is very, very important. I use Clipchamp for Windows. CapCut is also very, very nice as well. I will be using CapCut to edit this video. Thumbnail. Alright, so thumbnail is super, super important. I do not think enough people focus on their thumbnail. And if you look at my thumbnail, it has always been the same. I have the Captain and Company, you know, bright blue behind it, and me waving, you know. Make sure you guys show your face and show like a little teaser of what game you're playing, whether that's, you know, Moody Madness or something that just pops out and make you stand out. Show your face if possible so people can recognize you. Be like, oh, I think I saw that guy on the timeline. And yeah. So yeah, the thumbnail again is the first 5 seconds of your stream once you press start stream on OBS. Not when you press start stream on Abstract, when you press start stream on OBS. And also I should probably say, I usually press start stream on OBS first, and then I do start stream on Abstract, right? But the thumbnail starts when you press live on OBS. Alright. So now I'm going to get into the value of streaming and what I think most people don't understand. I saw this very early on. I saw how unsaturated there weren't many streamers. I was like, oh, there's like 20 people, 20, 30 people. And I thought I could add value to the streamer section. But I think most people get this wrong when they stream, right? Most people are like, oh, I can get XP from streaming. I never thought that. I never thought anyone would tip me. I never thought any of that. I was like, I can add value and I want to connect with the community more. And I have so many ideas I can just implement. There's also a huge opportunity to build your brand. I don't think most people get that. When anyone can build their brand on Abstract because it's so unsaturated. If you have a personality, if you have talent, I believe you can thrive on streaming here on Abstract. I truly believe that. And I think there's a bunch of room for more streamers. I don't think it's PvP. I think anybody can grow their audience on Abstract. Once you build, like, it's very hard starting, but if you're consistent, you come in day after day providing value, I really believe you can build that brand. And building that brand will, you don't even understand the amount of opportunities that will come your way once you start building your brand. Like Eli said, you eat a lot of crap for a while, right? Like I was talking to myself for hours on end, and then I finally, after a couple weeks, I just saw progress after progress, and once I saw that, I like this was working out, I was like, okay, I'll just keep reinvesting and grow and grow, right? I was like, I'll give it a month. If I can't grow from this, I'm not gonna stop. But that was my mindset, and it just worked out. And a couple weeks for me, luckily. Also, the ability to communicate and network directly with your community is huge. This community is super welcoming, and I'm really blessed that I could be part of this community. Right, the next part, how to start building your brand, right? So you start streaming, you see the opportunity. How do you start building your brand? And I'm gonna talk about how to build your brand, how to get started here, how to grow out of one viewer jail in these two sections here. So my thesis was, I'm just gonna provide so much value, add value in Discord, add value in Telegram, add value on the stream specifically, right? And I'll explain more of my strategy further on the line. So just provide value every stream, right? Whether it's a game, whether it's you're looking out for new tokens launching. If you have alpha, just drop as much alpha as humanly possible. I just really think you have to treat streaming serious, don't treat it like a job, but I treat it very, very seriously. Showing up every single day, week after week, day after day, month after month, right? Just being consistent is really everything for streaming. Being consistent with the schedule, being consistent on the timeline as well. I really recommend that. Just genuinely respond to people, right? Be funny. Show that personality that you have. Just be that reply guy. Even when you're streaming, I would go through X and go through Alpha and just talk about the state of Abstract and why I was bullish about it. Alright, tips to grow out of one viewer jail. Right, this is the hardest part. Right, can you find product market fit? Can you grow an audience and see that success and break out of one viewer jail? I think this is the hardest part. This is the eating crap day after day, and you don't know if you're going to succeed, if people like you, right? You don't know if it's going to work out. That's what I'm trying to say, is you don't know if it's going to work out. So some tips I have to break out of this one viewer jail that's so hard, is engage with chat quickly, right? When someone says hi GM, I'm always instantly I'm like, yo, welcome to the stream. And remember every single person that comes to your chat like they're your friend. I really recommend that. That is huge, right? And be very welcoming, be very energetic, and be like, hey, oh, welcome back, nice seeing you again. But quickly, right? Because people are busy, people have stuff to do. Always be looking at chat. I have a laptop on the side where I read chat from. I definitely recommend you either have your phone or read chat on another monitor or laptop, whatever it may be. That might be the second most important thing other than having a face cam. Face cam is number one importance. Like, I truly believe if you do not have a face cam, you might not make it in stream. Like, it's super hard to make it as a streamer if you do not have a face cam. That is the first thing, right? The face cam and mic is your personality. That's what makes you stand out. Right, so tips to growing out. Engage with chat quickly, right? As soon as I see my peripheral vision, the chat move, bang. I'm like, yo, welcome in. GM, how you doing? What are you up to today? Ask questions. And if chat's slow, just start ranting, right? Just talk about the chain. Talk about Abstract. There's a bunch of games on Abstract, and just talk about that, right? Be energetic, be enthusiastic, show how much passion you have for the chain and what's going on. So for the streaming bio guide, Rubik's has a really good guide on how to create a clean bio like this. You see how there's no links? There's no links in here, like typed out. You can just press on this little, you just press on the name here, and the link is already hidden in behind the text, right? So you just click that. For myself, you can see my links as well right here, and right, like I'm just providing value again. So to find this, what you want to do is type in streaming description, and right there, Rubik's Gus page, and it's the third or fourth video down. It will be linked in the Notion. I have the post right here, and I will drop this Notion in the posts below here, so you guys can go through these notes, and so you don't have to go through this video again. It's a lot easier to just go through these notes and see this guide right here. So that is it, and he also shows you how to get that banner as well, that clean banner that people have. So that is super helpful. The next part, how to scale. Let's get into how to scale. This is really important, right? So you've got out of one viewer jail. So how do you scale your stream? How do you throw events, right? You don't want to do events right off the bat. You want to get out of one viewer jail first. How do you scale the stream, right? So the first step that I would recommend is to find a game, whether it's Chrono Forge, Moody Madness, or Spellborn, right? Ryui. Grow with the game. Pick a game and grow with the game. A game that you think is undervalued and that nobody's touching on, and become the face of that game. So for me, I chose Moody Madness to become I mean, it just really happened. Kind of. I just really enjoyed the game, and it was great content, so I realized that I could show the shortcuts, and that was the alpha. Like, showing the shortcuts was great value, right? So providing value to the stream. People would come in my stream and be like, oh, how does he do that shortcut, right? Same with Metatomics, right? He does shortcuts as well. So we both really grew from that game, and try and become the face of it, right? And just post content on the daily, providing value on X, right? Make guides, run it on stream, and show your chat, show your viewers why it's a great game, why it's undervalued, and the alpha behind it. Second, think outside the box. A lot of times I had to think outside the box to provide that entertainment value, and have game nights and make it entertaining for the viewers, and also bring the viewers in and get them involved, right? So for example, there was a period where I didn't know what to do, right? Moody Madness, I already completed the battle pass, and I needed a game to play. So we did Pudgy Party nights for a while, and that was a lot of fun, getting the community involved. I met a lot of cool people in the Pudgy community as well doing that. That was a lot of fun. I still do those. So something like that, right, where you can connect with your community and play all together and having those fun moments. Just, you have to make sure it's fun for everybody, right? Fun for yourself, right? So it's entertaining. Fun for the viewers. The viewers get to be in it as well, be part of your content, and fun for X as well, and make those clips. So it's kind of like a flywheel that you're generating with those events. And yeah, we touched on events. And then last but not least, advice to become a verified streamer, because that is somewhat of a goal that you have when you first start streaming, right? You get out of one viewer jail, you start building that community, and then you start to scale, and then you really want to become verified so you can get listed up higher. I recommend don't beg for being verified. It'll happen, and the team will recognize it. I recommend being genuine, being professional, and taking it seriously, being consistent. I really think those are key points. Just showing up, having a face cam is also really important, because think of it in the team's perspective. They want to showcase the best streamers on Abstract. When someone new comes to the chain and they want to see the best of the best streamers, They want them to be the highest ranked and professional, right? So be that streamer that Abstract wants to showcase, and you'll get verified. Have a face cam, that's super important, and showcase Abstract games, right? It's gonna be super hard if you're not playing Abstract games. I'm just gonna be frank, right? Because what do they? Imagine if you're someone outside the chain, you go on Abstract, and the number one streamer is playing something other than Abstract games, right? So make sure you're playing Abstract games and showcasing those games. Alright, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be dropping the link of this Notion in the description below or in the replies. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. See ya.